All right, pink metal guitar here to talk about tone today. And tone freaks people out, man. You can mark you. I had like white marker on my amps when I thought I had the perfect tone, where to turn my knob so my tech could help me on stage and do all that. And the problem is you change rooms. When you change a room, your tone changes. And people often don't understand the balance of mids, treble, and bass. And that's why on my, I run these rigs here, and I love the combo that I have going here. I call it my triphonic sound. I like a 15-inch speaker with two 12s, and I use crate solid state power on both. I go through a Boss GT100 effects processor, and I use preset 4, which is death metal or whatever, but with everything turned off but the noise suppressor. And I use the Boss distortion, the old DS1 orange pedal, the DS1 pedal, I think is a great distortion tone. And here's a trick for people that often say, I want a boost for my leads on stage. Here's a reverse thought. I took a Boss white EQ, zeroed it out, so there was no EQ being done. And then also, so all the sliders were in the middle, including the level. And I played with I set up my setup with the level on half. So I played with it on, right? And when I wanted to do my solos, I turned it off, and that gave me that headway. I was keeping my volume down by having the level at halfway during normal playing volume. When I turned it off, then the full ripping lead tone would cut through. So it's kind of a backward way. You can't add more volume. You're better off playing with lower volume. You'll see old guitarists from the old days, really good guitarists like Robin Trower, I saw, always working his volume knob on that Strat. He was always working the volume knob. And tone really comes down to the room you're in. Doesn't matter about your amps and all that. For this room, I like this one. Suppressor turned all the way up. So tone is gonna drive you nuts forever, but I've always found like a good starting point I did is keep your gain down. Like the gain, people turn their gain way up, and it just sounds like you've heard the term a rectum fryer for a rectifier, a Mesa rectifier. I don't like that fuzzy, buzzy, like distortion. I just don't like it. But you need a healthy amount of mids, lows, and don't be afraid to turn your highs down a little bit, and then turn it up a little bit on your distortion pedal. I run my pedal, so all this does, this is just noise suppressor. This, I run my distortion all the way up. I run my my level all the way up, and I have my tone just past the middle, just a little bit, just to give it, so when I do I can still hit it. I could get a better exaggerated harmonic if I turn my treble up. Or pinch harmonic, but as long as I can hit a pinch harmonic, I think I'm good. But I have, what I do is I turn my mids to 7, my low all the way up with this guitar. I notice I have to do this, and my highs at about 4. So I got the highs at 4. Yeah, I got my treble at 4, I got my mid at 7, and my bass cranked on both of them, and my gain at 3. So I keep the gain as low as I can. And I notice that gives me a southern, Jimmy Bauer, Pepper Keenan, like the guy from Down, like that sound. And I still want to get some crunch when I palm music. So I think if you can get crunch, good, powerful, chord sound, and then you can still hit you've kind of hit it, so it's like tone is a very subjective thing. Everybody's going to have what they like, and don't think about gear and inanimate objects when you think about tone. Think about players or songs that you like. And you can achieve tone a lot of times too by the space you're in. This is a small little guest room, and I like it because it's got some fabric on the ceilings to keep the reverberation down, and I got JBL 5.5-inch monitors hooked up to a MacBook Pro, and I have my rig. I have a SansAmp Tech 21 NYC. I can't get around it. I don't have the right foot switch, and it's pissing me off because that's a great distortion. But all I really use is just a Korg DT2 ToneWorks digital tuner, a power conditioner, which I think is essential, and good chords, a crate 150 watt power block, and then a crate 100 watt 212 solid state cabinet. I don't believe you need tubes. I don't believe you need all that. I just believe you need to get the sound that you want, and if you need tubes to get that sound, I guess you need tubes. But you can probably do it with not the most expensive stuff, but with the right setup and the right space. That's really the big thing, you know, your guitar, your space, and your setup. Inconsistency. And really A lot of people are afraid of mids. Scooping those mids is not a good idea. So I'm going to leave it at that. Those are just some of my thoughts on tone and my experience. But I really like that idea of the old Boss. I don't have one anymore, but take an equalizer, zero that thing out, play with it on. Then when you go to do your solo, turn it off, and then you got all that headway you were suppressing to give you the real boost. That's where the boost lies. So Pink Metal Guitar signing out with those thoughts. Now I'm going to actually play some guitar. See you later.